Go Habs, go. Exactly. We'll start shortly, but hey, we'll start off with a little bit of a question before we get everybody in here. Uh, I got to ask, inquiring minds want to know, why are the Habs so bad at home? That's my question for you. Let me know. I'll give you what I think my reason is, but in the meantime, I'll let you guys let me know. Hey Rick, thanks for joining. Took Nova Scotia for a goal? No, Nick Suzuki. Nick Suzuki or Nova Scotia? Who's NS? Are you saying Nick Suzuki or Nova Scotia? I'm not sure either makes complete sense, to be honest. What do you like this? Why are they bad? That freaking transit strike. It's over though. No more excuses now. Now they got to play well. Maybe before that was the reason. Ah, okay. You took Nick Suzuki to score. He seems due. When was the last time? Oh, he scored a couple games ago. But yeah, as pointed out, I think by Bob in the last game, Nick had still getting the points, but he hasn't quite been like on fire of late. I think you could add Caulfield to that too. I'm not gonna lie, I think a little bit has to do with the guy who's on the line with them right now. I don't think Bull Duke is the answer at all now or ever on that first line. Um, I think he needs to be on a line where he can basically just shoot. So I feel like playing with Demidov would make sense, but they haven't really tried that much. They must have their reasons. I mean, the problem is maybe I think they want to protect Demidov on the defensive side of things a little bit. So Kapanen kind of works for that, and then obviously Slav works for that. Whereas if it's Demidov, Bolduc, I mean, who's the defensive center there? Hitting the post too much. I mean, that's the that's the game sometimes, eh? Game of inches. Hockey is any sport is. That's what makes these guys so good, right? They're able to be the difference of an inch from hitting a post and getting it in sometimes. Man, they're really RDS is really going after them tonight about being bad at home. It's weird. It's just weird. It's not the first season that it's been like this. I just don't get it, really, at the end of the day. I mean, Chicago's a pretty good team. They don't have their best player, though. So, really, Canadians have no excuse tonight. Uh, Then again, they didn't have much of an excuse against the Flyers, and they put up a pretty lousy effort against the Flyers. But if this team continues to be the Jekyll and Hyde team that we know them to be, then you would think, in logic, they would be very good tonight. I don't know. Let me hold on. Let me see if I can get the lines up yet. Let me see if I can get those lines for you. All right, we got some confirmed Habs lines for you here. Same old, same old. Bolduc on the top line. Second line stays the same. Texier, Evans, Anderson, which played pretty well the other night. And then Veleno, Beck, Gallagher, Struble, Dobson, Hudson, Carrier, Jackeye, Engstrom, and Dobes in nets. Nick's projected point total is 99, 24 goals, 75 assists. 100% agree about Nick's line. A big factor with Bolduc. So who do we play with him? Do we just put Slav back and give up on the second line a little bit? Things will change, I think, with Doc back. I think Doc should go on the first line when he comes back. But Marty did talk about it today. Marty said that he will not be back before Christmas. Now, that doesn't mean he was on track to come back the 28th, I believe. So Marty didn't reveal too much, but it didn't sound. Stu's interpretation of it was that he didn't think that Kirby Doc was coming back soon. So I think things would have to go. He'd have to get a good bounce, which he's not known to get, in order to be back on the 28th. But we'll see. Hiya, Karen. Thanks for joining. 11% increase over last season. In terms of point totals so far? Yeah, Nick was off to an amazing start, and then he's still doing well. I mean, look, yeah, he's got 7 points in his last 8 games. He's not playing badly by any stretch, but he's only got 1 goal in his last 8 games. So, you know. So the Hawks are coming in having lost 5 of their last 6. And Connor Bedard is not playing. He's out till the new year with an upper body injury. So there really is no it doesn't feel like much of an excuse here. Like they ought to win this one tonight. You never want to go so far, but come on. Courtesy of Stu Cowan, we've got some scouts in the building tonight. Well, obviously 2 Hawk scouts are in. Dallas scout, King scout, Tampa scout, and a Vegas scout. Those are all West Coast teams, well, except for Tampa, but those are West Coast teams. Why do I get the feeling that maybe they're here more to see the Hawks than the Habs? Those don't seem like teams that the Habs are. Move Slav back to the Suzuki line, and then put Texier on line 2. That's not a bad idea as well. I thought about just putting Texier on the first line for a while, but maybe that makes more sense. Just putting Texier on the second line. Pretty impressive first night pairing for Engstrom and Jackeye on Tuesday. Yeah, and I'm glad that they're trying them again. They played well enough to earn a second try together. Wasn't it Bertuzzi that Demidov went after in the first game? This was the first game of the season, yeah? No, Chicago and Montreal, or was it the Leaf game and then the Chicago game? It was one or the other. But yes, they played Chicago at the beginning of the season. That sounds about right. Bruno Gervais is liking Alexandre Texier's game so far. Yeah, 3-8 in their last 11 games at home. Terrible. Hello, hello, Michael. Happy to see you. Hey, Habs fans. Yeah, three. This is terrible. 3-8 in their last 11 at home. At the Bell Center. That's not good. We need a real win tonight. Will the real Habs show up, or will they be pretenders again? Well, I hope they're not pretenders, but goodness gracious, if they can't beat the Bedard-less Hawks, who've lost 5 of their last 6, who got their asses kicked against the Leafs, come on. I think Bolduc's time on the first line has run its course. Could not agree more. Not the place for him. He's just not an. If you want to be on the first line, you have to have at least a little bit of like a two-way acumen, or be a strong forechecker. He's neither of those things. He's not a forechecker, and he's not a good guy on a good two-way guy. He is a shooter, and Caulfield's already there, and Caulfield's a better shooter and a better defensive player and a better forechecker even. Bolduc needs to watch Caulfield's game and figure out that like if you want to be a scorer, you got to change up your game. If you want to be a more complete player, take a cue from somebody else in the lineup. But like Bolduc is, I definitely see him potentially, if he doesn't get any better, becoming this kind of, like another like line A type where you're like, yeah, I want his 20 goals on the power play, but am I going to put up with everything else about him? That's the worry. So we'll see. Here, Ryan, I liked Chris Nyland's thinking that they just try too hard and they get nervous at home, but feel more relaxed on the road. Florian Jacki would be great on the first line. Eventually. I think from the audition that we saw this year, he's not quite ready for prime time. I don't think so. Speaking of which, if you guys want to watch Hockey Inside Out, this week's episode, it's right here. It's right on this channel. If you guys want to seek it out. Do you want me to link it? Do you want me to link it to you? I can link it to you. Let's do that. I should probably also link to the Liveblog tonight if you want to. Let's pin that bad boy so you can follow the updates and game highlights all night if you want to go check those out when they happen. All right, what do we got here? When Doc comes back, I would not be surprised to see him replacing Bolduc on the first line until Nuha comes back. That is also my pitch. I also would like to see that. Not at 6 minutes a game. What's that in reference to? Did I miss it? Is that a Jack Guy thing? Tampa and Florida moving up slowly. Watch after January. Habs could finish 5th, depending on what Leafs do. Don't expect Sens and Sabres to do much better. Yeah, no. The Atlantic Division is... Nobody's great in the division. Everybody's kind of good. So they definitely got to watch out. Hello, Eric. You sound so much better today. I'm happy to hear it. I do. My voice is still a little like... I'm not sick, but I just talk too much. I'm just out too much. I talk too much. Got way too much going on. I should be drinking my chamomile tea and keeping my voice good, but I'm not. I should though. Rick Green was not impressed with everyone just staring at the puck carrier before the Flyers' first goal. No, Rick was not happy. Rick Green is one of the chillest guys I've ever met. First of all, I gotta say, the funnest part about working on Hockey Inside Out is obviously Chris Nyland and Rick Green's, 40 plus year friendship. Those guys are, by the way, legit like friends. I love them. They're legit friends. They've been through thick and thin. I feel like you see it on the show. And like they couldn't be more different, right? Rick is like doesn't really raise his voice, doesn't get too mad, but you can tell when he's disappointed in the Habs. And then Chris is just like going off on the Habs. So, yes, Rick Green was not happy. They've been staring at the puck a lot at the end with the third Edmonton is proof also. Yeah, lots of looking around. Rick and Chris, the odd couple. Exactly. The only thing that they agree on is they used to like to hit the bars back in the day. Not anymore, but they used to. All right, y'all, here we go. First period underway. I'm on the RDS feed tonight, which is nice and fast. Just the way I like it. So I should be getting very fast updates for you guys tonight. No Bedard, no excuses. Exactly. Hawks have lost 5 of their last 6. They are not facing a team that's got any momentum right now. Would like to see Texier with Cole and Nick for a few shifts just to see. I think we'll see it tonight if Bolduc doesn't bring it early. I hope these guys get it together because they're quickly becoming a very meh team. Yeah, they are in the meh position of the standings where they're neither bad nor good. Oh my God, Demidov with the moves. Cut inside, but wasn't able to get a nice shot off, but a very nice attempt. We got a post. And then we got Engstrom with a nice hit. Okay. What's wrong with Matheson? Matheson has, all we know officially is that he has an upper body injury and he is day to day. That's all that they've told us. Um, he did, as you know, play the last, what was it, 4.5 minutes of the Edmonton game on Sunday, and then he hasn't played since. I don't know if those things are connected, but he sure did play a lot. See, that's what Bolduc's got to be doing. Bolduc caused the turnover behind the net, and then Caulfield got the chance in front. If Bolduc does more of that tonight, if Bolduc can use his body, which, by the way, not the biggest guy in the world, but he's not the smallest guy in the world either. He definitely has enough size that he can go and forecheck strong. So if he does that again, he'll save his spot on that first line. What a terrible! Have you ever? When was the last time you ever saw a goal like that? Only the Bruins have more minor penalties. Habs need to just work at a staying out of the box. Yes, definitely. And Mikheyev is on top of Dobes. Vlasic takes the point shot. It gets deflected at least twice to the point where it's just a little knuckler and it goes under Dobes and it's in. But they're going, the refs are talking. Let's see what we get here. Yeah. All right, what do you guys think? What do we got? We got that can't be a goal from Ryan. We got looks like interference from Rick. We got no goal from Kelly. All right. Let's see what you guys think. If you think you're right. No goal. Mikheyev interfered with him. They did not determine that he was the point of contact, not Dobson hitting Mikheyev into Dobesh. So we are still 0-0. Thank goodness that awful Frankenstein goal didn't go in. Didn't officially count because that would have been a very ugly goal to start the game. No, Arber's with Engstrom now and doing nothing but playing great. He's a changed man. That's as clear as goaltender interference as you can ever see. And yet, the refs did not call it. St. Louis had to challenge it. Player sits on the goalie, and the refs are like, yeah, this is fine. I like this. This is the NHL. Nothing is ever clear. Ain't that the truth? If that's Gallagher, the refs wave it off immediately. Oh, Gallagher. Grzelcyk steals it at the point and takes a shot from far out that Dobes had to make a nice save on. Not a great start for the Habs so far after that Demidov chance, anyway. Our inability to get shots on net has been our most obvious issue. Mark, you have to watch Chris Nyland on this week's Hockey Inside Out yelling, only 10 shots after 2 periods. It's not acceptable. Nux was mad. Nux was mad this week. He was not impressed. Don't forget the 4-minute double minor to boot. Gallagher's stick never left the ice that play. Engstrom hit the post earlier, and then that nice play by Demidov. They're just showing the replays on RDS. Beautiful deke by Demidov. And then look at Struble. Kind of an old-fashioned kind of hip check on Bertuzzi. Went a little bit low for that one. Love to see it. Oh, icing waved off. I'd like to see the league punish players who embellish. That high stick call against Galley was a travesty. Just absolute garbage. I know they have the ability to do it, and they do not call diving very often in this league, do they? They should. They should use it more. I'd imagine that's a league-wide directive to not use it very much. Why they choose to do that, I don't know. Monty update. 3 saves on 3 shots. Monty will find his groove back. Sounds like he'll be back for the weekend, eh? Doesn't sound like they're going to keep him very long. Probably bring him back on the road. That's what it seems like. I have a feeling if Dobes has a good night tonight, and then Montembeault has a couple good games in Laval, I think we'll see Fowler go back to Laval and then try again with the two goalies. That would be my guess. Since Caulfield called out the refs in Edmonton, we've had many phantom penalties called against us. Normally I would say it's a conspiracy, but honestly, the numbers do bear it out. The Canadiens have gotten a lot more penalties than the opposition since that game. So I don't know. It is a little strange, I will say. And another screen on Dobes, and this time the puck does go in and it will count. 1-0 Hawks. Another point shot goes through, and it's the woulda should have been a Hab. Frank Nazar. Did he take the initial shot or the deflection? Yeah, the tap in off the point shot. It wasn't even a point shot. It was like a point pass by Grzelczyk. Very nice play by Nazar. First goal in 22 games for Nazar. Well, there you go. See, I know we were all like, oh, the Habs should have drafted Nazar and kept that pick, but, and I'm sure he's going to be a great player, but they don't always turn out great right away. But I will say 6 goals on the season for Nazar is not that exciting, I will say. Jack Guy's on the bench. He was on the ice for that goal, wasn't he? No, Struble Dobson. Man, I didn't think Hudson played particularly good hockey when he was sort of saddled to Struble, and now I have a feeling that Dobson's going to be that guy. The Habs have been great for slumping teams. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. And they play quite well against like the good teams, and then you get excited, and then they beat the Oilers, and then they lose to the Pens. Another goal where the back checker isn't working hard enough. Slavkovsky is just there, and Anderson the other night. Yeah, Nazar's right in the scoring opportunity. The Chicago broadcast stating the Hawks have to be heavy on all pucks because Montreal is a little light on pucks. Damn, Chicago broadcast. They know this team. They know the Habs pretty well. They are light on pucks. Yeah, first goal in 22 games for Nazar. Not 6 goals is not an exciting amount for him. For I think a very talented young player. Yeah, talking about Joe Veleno and the little cup of coffee that he had last season, at the end of last season with Chicago, and he thought he might stick around, and then they traded him in the offseason, and then he got bought out by Seattle. I'd imagine that was a rude awakening for Joe Veleno to learn the truth of what the league thinks about you. If that's like not a little cruel to say, but it's the truth. Oh, nice quick pass by Suzuki to Caulfield in the slot, but he wasn't able to connect right away. Not to blame him, like Blue blames Arbor for every goal against, but Struble is on the ice for 2 goals, one called back. Yeah, I don't really understand why Struble gets a break while Jackeye doesn't. I guess the thing about it is, and Stu pointed this one out the other day to me, that Hughes and Struble go way back, in the Boston and Northeastern college days. They know each other very well, whereas Jackeye was more Andlauer's guy from junior. So there's always going to be a little more familiarity organizationally with Struble, which, fair or not fair. I seriously think some serious doo-doo will hit the fan if they blow this game. This is an absolute must-win. You know what? I will say, and we'll ask this question later. This is the 1-year anniversary of the Alexandre Carrier trade, which saved their season last year. So I wonder, Mark, as you're saying, if they lose tonight, will Hughes try to pull the trigger on a trade to help this team get over the hump and save their season? I think he will. Struble and Roy for Danault or Stamkos? For a period, put Slavkovsky on the first line. Yeah, I think they've got to put Slavkovsky back on the first line for a bit. Jackie's been rushing the puck more. Yeah, now he's got a guy like Engstrom to play with, who I feel like he's got a good rapport with. Definitely would like to see more of that. All right, let me ask. All right, here's my question for you guys. So it's been 1 year since the Alexandre Carrier trade. Does Kent Hughes need to make another trade right now to help the team? Tell me what you think. Great line from a poster on Blue Sky. Well, you have to, Ray, share us this line from Blue Sky. Oh, you did. Here, hold on. Pretty impressive by the Habs to basically allow a goal on the first shot twice in one game. That is true. That is true. They have one goal in one shot right now, and then otherwise would have had two. Fair. Michael says no. Promote Pascal Vincent and demote Marty. Max says, I think Jack Eye's offensive side is not being utilized. In fact, I think it's being discouraged. Timur, hi. Welcome, Timur. Good to hear. Good to see you back here. There's no time that a move would help the team shouldn't be made. Oh, with the double negatives, Timur. It's too late. It's too late in the evening for me. But you mean that you're saying that they always need to make a trade. That there's always a time to make a good trade. Okay. Mark, you say I absolutely think something will happen if they lose tonight. I think so too. I 100%. You've sold me. I 100% believe. Have to wait for the injury guys to come back. Man, they're not coming back that soon though. You know, Newhook and Line are after the Olympic break. Doc got not amazing news today. Like, I mean, Marty said he wouldn't be back by Christmas, which we kind of knew, but we'll see. I don't know. These injured guys are kind of, they're not lost causes, but only Doc's really coming back soon. Never good to force a trade. Montreal does need another physical defenseman and a PK type forward. Rick says no. Friday's a Christmas trade deadline. Yes, all the more reason to go tonight. Make a deal tonight. Remember when they called up Fowler after the Tuesday game? Didn't it make you feel good for a minute? Got to play the kids. We're not winning the cup this year. Well, that's fair. You don't want to. But, you know, look at a guy like Texier. Texier's a veteran, but he's not that old. You know, he could still be part of post by the Hawks. Donato off the rush had Dobes beat Blocker's side. 7 missed shots already for the Habs. That's crazy. That can't be true. That is true. Good gravy. We seem to be having trouble stringing 2 consecutive passes. Yeah, that's what not having consistent lines will do to you. I don't think anybody's loving the fit of some of these lines. What a goal! Zachary Bolduc is pumped. That's his first home goal, isn't it? He's pumped like a guy who knew he was about to lose his job. Bolduc's got an elite shot, and he took a step back in the slot, took the pass. By the way, after being very good behind the net, took the pass from Caulfield, blasted it through 2 guys, and he is so pumped. That was huge. Huge. No, Bolduc can't score Montreal. Hey, give it to him. That is indeed Zachary Bolduc's first goal at home this season. So does that mean the team will finally be good at home if he got off the hump here? Oh shit. Timur with the Caulfield compliment. Oh my god. Bolduc scoring at home. Timur saying nice pass by Caulfield. This did I just what am I? Am I in the upside down? Is that what they call it? The upside down world. I've officially entered the upside down world, guys. I love it. And more assists for Hudson here. Just keeps racking them up. Nice pass from Jack Eye to Slav. All right. I mean, if tonight's Zachary Bolduc plays like this every night, then you can stay on the first line. I'll let you stay on the first line. But we have not seen this Bolduc that much. And I'm not even talking about the goal here. I'm talking about the two forechecking moments where he was actually behind the net fighting for the puck, which we haven't seen him do that much. If Bolduc can score tonight, then so can Owen Beck without it being called back because of Anderson. That's funny. Well, it looks like Colton Dock is in some pain on the bench. Wouldn't be a hockey game without an injured Dock, wouldn't it? Even play games so far. Remember, it's the Hawks without Bedard. Sure is, and a bunch of very slumping um, Chicago forwards in Nazar, Teravainen. Nazar broke out of a slump, but Teravainen, Donato. Hello, Bob. Good to see you. Nice shot by Bolduc. Let's build on that and take it to him. I'd like to see them forecheck. Yeah, the whole team, and then Bolduc especially on the first line, and that's what caused that goal. Oh yeah, we got some Christmas stuff coming in. Just letting you guys know, I will not be able to do the live blogs this weekend on account of it's the only time that I can cook Christmas food. So I have to do everything in advance this year. I won't be available to cook on the 22nd and 23rd. So somebody's got to make the salmon, man. It's gonna be me. Bolduc, 1 goal in his last 10. Yeah, no, he's not played well. This is a big goal for him. I'd like to see Doc coming back and play on the first line. Well, St. Louis said Doc won't be back for Christmas. So we'll see when he comes back afterwards what happens. Another stick explodes. I know. I'm starting to believe the Knuckles theory that they know that the players are just going to keep buying them, so they just keep making easily breakable sticks when they don't have to. I'm on Team Knuckles. The Hawks keep trying the same play here, taking a shot, just having a guy in Dobesh's kitchen, and seems to be working. Ooh, nice wraparound attempt by Kapanen. Kapanen still got the puck behind the net. Can they get something going here? You got 3 guys up high. Can they space out a little bit? Oh, nice try by Carrier. He missed the net, but he put the puck through quite a lot of traffic. Teams that wear retro jerseys should have to use retro wooden sticks. Won't be as many breaking. They absolutely should have a. They'd never do it. Wooden stick night. Wouldn't that be the funnest game ever? Just force everyone to play with wooden sticks and see how it goes. Someone send the check to Marty. Arbor second on the team in ice time with 6. I'm gonna assume you meant 647. Here, let's check that out. Oh my god. He's second among defensemen tonight. You're right. Oh my god, it's a Christmas miracle. Herbert Jackeyes played 6:45 in the first period. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for us. All right, let's look at the. All right, after the first period. Oh, I like this. It's not a Christmas miracle, it's a Festivus miracle. Yes, the Jackeyes seem like to me they'd be a Festivus kind of family, eh? Do the feats of strength together. I feel like they already do that. All right, let's look up some numbers here. The money puck deserved to win meter has it at 57.6% Habs. Polymarket has Habs at 61%, or 61 cents on the dollar if you want to be precise. People are actually taking the spread. How does the spread work? I don't know in that case. And then how about chances? Chances, we got 6 scoring chances for the Hawks, 3 high danger chances, and then we've got 8 scoring chances for the Habs, 4 high danger chances for the Habs. There you go. Not so bad. So decidedly pro Habs at the moment. Yeah, so if you want to check out what do we got going on at the Gas right now, if you want to check out stuff. So we've got Hockey Inside Out episode, always good. So this week's theme is why are the Canadiens so bad at home? We've got Stu Cowan. He went to go check out the children's hospital with the Habs, and they had a wonderful afternoon. So he got a chance to write that. And we got some really great photos from that one as well. I hope they did they put that in the article. Yes, they put them in the article. I was like, I hope they put them in the article. I know I'm in charge of that. I can decide what photos go in there, but I was a little busy that day and I missed it. It's good. And then what else do we have? We have Herb Zukowski wrote a piece on Laval man of mystery Nate Klurman, who I knew nothing about coming in. Pretty interesting guy. So if you're interested in like weird AHL journeyman type players who had no business playing professional hockey and then somehow made a career out of it, go read Herb's piece on Nate Klurman. It's really fun. So can we get another 15 games out of Doc before he packs it in for another season? Will we even get those? Max, I don't know what to do about Doc. Nothing, I guess. I guess there's nothing we can do. But like I was hoping that maybe, I was hoping he'd come back real soon. And then Marty kind of put some cold water on that today. He still kind of he was on track to come back the 28th. I guess that hasn't changed necessarily, but it's not looking great. It doesn't seem like there's been a lot of movement there. So, uh, Doc is a restricted free agent at the end of the season. Um, because he hasn't played very much, he's not necessarily going to become very expensive. So they could always just try again with him and see if they could get another season out of him. But like, yeah, I don't know. Wow, there's only one QMJHL player representing Canada in the World Juniors. That's sad. Quebec hockey's really fallen. Quebec hockey has fallen a lot, and if you follow a lot of the ex players, and if you follow guys like Justin Thibault who tried to save that program, really just sounds like it's a real backwards run. This province's hockey infrastructure is incredibly backwards and run by a bunch of backwards people, unfortunately. So we're gonna keep seeing Quebec not produce its weight in hockey players for a while still, unfortunately. Although Haig didn't really stand out in any way last night, he skates like the wind. Yeah, that's going to be the interesting thing for him to show in the World Junior. Best on best. Junior players. Definitely a step up of competition than what he sees college wise, where the college teams, I mean, you'll play against some older guys who are like bigger and stronger, which is important. But then the talent level obviously is not the same. So it'll be interesting to see if he can make his mark here in the World Juniors, because I think it'll go a long way to situating like just how good he really is. Because I don't know if people are totally sure how good he is yet. He's promising. I haven't written him, I'm not writing him in anywhere just yet. Off topic, anyone see the fuss about cheap tickets for FIFA? They broke down. Now they released 500 to 750 tickets per team. For regular customers, it's $60. The regular charge. This is for the World Cup. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta admit, I'm not too sad that the Montreal decided not to be involved in the World Cup in the end. Looks like more trouble than it's worth. No fighting allowed in Quebec. Yeah, that is an issue, but is that really like the reason why Quebec's not producing hockey players? I don't think so. Can't fight in college. Sorry, but in my opinion, Struble sucks. Trade him and keep Engstrom up for good. I think Jordan Struble is the worst of the defensemen that they have. I don't think he's bad, but I do think that he's like the odd. I think if we were being like serious about ability here, he'd be the odd man out for me. He's like a physical defenseman who's like not that physical. He doesn't really move the puck, doesn't really clear the net. Struble's starting to remind me more like Jordan Harris. Oof. Jordan Harris. I like Jordan Harris. But yeah, Jordan Harris did not pan out anywhere else, unfortunately. Washington is up 2-0 over the Leafs right now. FIFA can kiss my ass, a ridiculous money laundering organization. Yes, one that also hires Wayne Gretzky to mispronounce names of countries. If you guys saw that. Hey guys, Monty allowed a goal in Laval. Montembeault allowed a goal in Laval, and I just saw the replay, and it doesn't look great. I will say. He, and stop me if you've heard this one before, Montembeault massively overcommits on a play and leaves the net wide open. So I don't think that tonight's game has cured what ails Montembeault just yet. He'll need a couple kicks at the can here. Struble did well in Laval. So did Florian, Davidson, Arbor. Anyone notice a pattern? Well, hold on. First of all, that's just like how the life works. Most guys in the AHL do not become full-time NHLers. Like very few do. So it's not like a Habs thing, I don't think. Also, Florian was a third round pick. Davidson was a fifth round pick. Arbor, how much did Arbor play in Laval? Not much, right? He got like sent down, but he didn't play that much. He has 17 games in his career at Laval. So Arbor Jacki is not a Laval thing. And then Struble's the second round pick from college that took quite a while to like even get in the conversation. So I would actually consider Florian and Arbor to be Struble and Arbor to be success stories because they've actually played, a few hundred games in the NHL, which is like, for a second round pick and then for a non-draft pick, it's pretty good. I just think that the thing is about the Canadiens is that as a team that needs to get better, the floor needs to like rise, right? So Harris was like a good defenseman to have that one season where they were really crap and they needed a guy who can kind of move the puck a little bit, play 20 minutes a night. And then as soon as the team got a little bit better, it was like, okay, well, he's not good and he's not good enough to be here anymore. And that's what's going to happen to this team. Like the rising tide is going to lift the boats, and then one by one, you're going to see Habs that were part of this thing suddenly be like, they're not quite good enough to go with the team as they get better. That's natural. That's just how team building works. I do think that time has come for Struble. Struble to me doesn't seem like he's anything more than a 7 on a good team. And they've got Reinbacher coming. Engstrom looks pretty good. I think Arbor's always going to offer more than what Struble can in like a similar position. So, yeah. Struble has zero creativity. Not a fan. Yeah, not somebody that you want touching the puck ever, really. Arbor's been pretty good the last month. He sure has. And he's looking good with Engstrom. Arbor did not spend much time in Laval, but Arbor's game is what you want in a third line defenseman. Physical boost bodies, nothing too exciting. Arbor should model his game after Ben Sherratt. Good shot blocker, protect the goalie. Yeah, sure. Ben Sherratt would be a nice. Ben Sherratt's had a nice little career here. The problem with Engstrom is his skills are more suited for a second line defense. I agree with that as well. I don't know if the Canadiens, if he's well served being on a third pairing defenseman, which is why I think he could still be a trade candidate. Because I'm sure some teams see him and are like, oh, that guy could be in our top 4 one day. You look at a team like, San Jose's doing pretty well, but they don't have, a lot of, right now they have like a lot of filler defensemen. They don't quite have like a full defensive core yet, like a San Jose or an Anaheim. They could look at Engstrom. Well, Anaheim drafted a lot of defensemen. Bad example. Who'd be another team? Like Vancouver now, right? Vancouver's about to embark on a rebuild. You telling me if they acquired Adam Engstrom, they wouldn't be like, oh, this guy could, Engstrom for Kiefer Sherwood. Sherwood gives you that like third line center you're looking for. And then Engstrom, is potentially a top 4 for Vancouver. Edmondson's another example. Yeah, these guys all had really nice little careers. And I think that Arbor actually has like greater physical gifts than these guys. I actually think he's a better skater than them. So I think he's got like more to it than that even. It's just that's why I think it's taken him a while to tap into it. All right, y'all. Well, here we go. Second period, tied 1-1. Your goal scorers are Bolduc and Nazar. And The Hawks have 4 shots. I don't know why they were awarded 2 shots at first. It's 4 shots. I always like Ken Hitchcock game winning strategy. Whoever gets the freshest players on the ice will usually win the game. I like that too. Some coaches are harder about the line changes than others. That is true. Just my opinion, the Habs are not really physical in the back end. Matheson, Dobson, Hudson, Carrier, and Engstrom. No, which is exactly why they ought to not give up on Jack-Eye, and Struble probably gets more of a shot than deserved. And why I think Engstrom is probably not, is probably trade bait. Because you have to keep in mind also Reinbacker's coming up. Reinbacker's playing great hockey in Laval and is obviously, a 5th overall pick. He's going to be, the number 2 right-handed defenseman behind Dobson before too long. And he's another guy who's kind of physical. He's not like crazy physical, but he's more physical than Dobson for sure. Gooley Jack-Eye. Yeah, man. Forgot about Gooley for a second there. Where's Gooley at? We haven't heard anything about his injury since they announced the surgery, right? Two very nice saves by Spencer Knight, man. Was that Engstrom who came down the right side on that one timer? Fourth line, either way, producing or trying to produce here. So we got Veleno hanging out in Knight's kitchen. Yeah, that was Engstrom coming down. Yeah, you like to see Engstrom show a little bit of creativity. Engstrom's got a lot of untapped offensive potential. He's not known as like this great offensive defenseman, but he's very talented and he's got good speed and good size. Who knows, man? Nice job by Veleno to cause the turnover behind the net. And the fourth line here is pressing. Angstrom out with Dobson. Interesting. I like it. Put talent with talent. And you guys said you didn't hate the Struble Jack Eye pairings, so I guess let's see what they can do. Although probably doesn't work out as well for Jack Eye. Habs off the rush here. Nice save by Knight on Carrier. Point shot by Carrier. Bolduc was definitely looking around for a rebound there. Ooh, Hudson dancing at the point there, able to keep it in. Can they make something happen? No, they lose the puck. Nah, Struble's back out with the Dobson now, so I think that was just a little something. A few blogs ago, we were rating Dobson, and most gave him B minus to C. Has that changed? Oh, we got a penalty. Dobson takes the first penalty of the game. Really? Didn't look like he even touched him at all. I don't know about that one. I'm happy with Dobson. I think it's a good trade. I think Dobson, I like him too. I don't know if he's going to be the $9.5 million man, if he's like the third best defenseman on the team, but I do think Dobson is incredibly talented at the things he's talented at. He is incredible with the puck, I think. Without the puck, it's a bit of an adventure, but with the puck, he's pretty amazing. There aren't that many defensemen who are better. And defensemen do take a little longer to get acclimated to new teams and new systems, and I would imagine that the Canadian system is a lot different than a veteran heavy team like the Islanders was. Jake Evans down the ice isn't going to get a chance at a short end of goal? Nope, but he'll waste plenty of time. Since November 5th, the Hawks have the best power play in the league. I wonder if that's going to take a hit now that Bedard is out. Why even put Struble out there? Sorry to keep harping on him. No. Keep harping on him. You guys are clearly, I think, seeing what's pretty evident about Jaden Struble, unfortunately. All right, penalties over. Back to 5-on-5. Pretty solid penalty kill there. It was interesting watching Levshunov and Nazar there. A couple of alternate dimension Habs, right? If Chicago drafts Demidov in that draft, maybe the Habs end up with Levshunov. And then you got Nazar, who the Habs could have potentially drafted if they hadn't made the Doc trade. You never know, right? Dobson, yeah, Dobson just doesn't. He doesn't use his body that much, despite being a big guy. You know what? He uses his body because he uses his stick and his long reach. That's kind of what he uses his body for. Arbor did not look out of place on the PK. Yeah, how are we doing ice time wise? Is he still the boss? No, he's third most. Man, Dobson's not playing a lot tonight, which considering that Matheson is out is kind of nuts. Kind of nuts to see him with only 8-11, far less than Hudson and Carrier so far. Yeah, exactly. Levshunov, they picked Levshunov second in that draft. They could have had Demidov. So there's possibly another dimension in which Demidov is the Hawk and Levshunov is the Hab. It could have happened. I think they may regret that one. I think so too. But you know what? Hard to put a price on a top pairing defenseman if he becomes that. Even if Demidov becomes a superstar. Oh, Caulfield tries to stuff it on the wraparound. That's a nice shift by the top line. Mention the Hawks fans on YouTube being upset at the pick. They were upset. Hey, the Hawks have had so many drafts where they've drafted so many talented young players. They can't be upset with what they've got. I think what that team is missing though is a little. It's funny they're really big on the back end. They've got like Vlasic, Crivier, Lavunchov, and then I feel like at forward they're quite small. I think at some point they're going to have to trade one of those big defensemen for a bigger forward. I think that's the only way. Long shift for Hudson. They would do well to get off here. Well, they're calling that one icing, and Slavkovsky is livid. And I certainly did not think that that was an icing. It looked like they made it across the line. All right, we're watching the replay now. Oh, I see why. It's because it was an attempted pass that went off the boards. Slav was not happy about that icing call. But the puck's already down the ice, so it doesn't really matter, does it? If you're going to increase time for Arbor today, it's a good day to do it without Mike Matheson in the lineup. Engstrom getting chased by Oliver Moore behind the net, and then he ends up taking it down the ice himself. He turned over the puck at the opposite blue line, but it was an interesting attempt. Ooh, Donato with a shot from far that Dobes had a little bit of trouble with. I was going to say Chicago has it in the zone, but no, it got a 2-minute. So Hudson had basically like a 2-minute shift, and now Dobson had a 2-minute shift. They got to stop. They got to stop with this. They got to get those guys off a little faster. Evans off the rush with the big shot and dive, and missed the net on that one. Get rid of hybrid icing. Let's go back to the old-fashioned last player to touch it over the red line. There's no way they're going to risk injuries ever again. Unfortunately, with those chases back in the day, the players would never agree to it. He told the refs to F off, but he said it in Slovakian. That's funny. 100% perfect time now to try a few players at things to see if they have more to offer. Good planning on MSL. Well, after that very, very long shift, Dobson is now past Jack-Eye in ice time. So Jack-Eye is fourth in defenseman right now, just a little bit ahead of Struble and Engstrom. But it's a bit shady because obviously Dobson and Hudson had these like crazy long shifts. Meanwhile, at forward, it's very even so far. Everybody's kind of in the 7 to 9 minute range. And then you got a couple guys lower in Gallagher, who's very much the lowest at this point at 451, which I'm not mad at. Too many defensemen stop skating when they could have got the puck before the icing. Yeah, they just watch it go, unfortunately. All right, second line's now in the zone. Hopefully they can get something going. Slavkovsky along the boards, which is exactly where you want him to be. He's cycling with Demidov right now. Oh, nice play by Demidov to get the puck to Kapanen in front, but Kapanen kind of had to took sort of an off-foot one-timer and sort of fell as it happened. By the way, the Habs are up 15-8 in shots at the moment. It's tied 1-1 with 8:36 to play in the second period. Bolduc and Nazari are goal scorers. We got a 2-on-1 for the Hawks, and they let the second guy go. What the hell was that? Why did they let the second guy get a rebound after Dobes made the nice save? Sleepwalking, man. And now they're back in. Now Burakovsky's got the puck in the corner, but Ahead of Ekstrom is a massive plus for Arbor. Yeah, I mean, as long as Arbor's not a liability playing 8 minutes a night, right? We want to see more. Slav turns it over and stops back checking. Still has a way to go. Nice saves by Dobes. And there he just like his defenseman had a chance to like clear the puck and he was just like, nope, I'm covering it up. Yeah, here we're watching the Slavkovsky with the one hander in the neutral zone. And then yeah, he's the guy who missed Mikheyev there in front. Took kind of a swipe at the puck, but that was two plays where Slav kind of just takes these like one-handed swipes at the puck instead of actually taking his man. So that scoring chance absolutely is on Slav. Suzuki just has to be hurt, no gas. Yeah, I know. Cannot wait for the Christmas break to come for him. Nobody could use a Christmas break on this team more than Nick Suzuki, and maybe now Matheson, but definitely those two guys. Why is the game close? Are the Habs not that much better than Chicago? They should be much better than a Chicago team without Connor Bedard. They should be better than that team, and they're at home. And they should be motivated because they played like crap on Tuesday. And yet, it's 1-1. Samuel Montembeau update. He has allowed 2 goals now on 14 shots. This is a slow little bit of play here. Not much going on. Still 1-1. 5:20 to play in the second. 16-11 shots, Montreal. My former student and my son's best friend, Max McHugh, great name, plays for Cleveland. Any idea who scored? Let me check for you. Meanwhile, Struble almost had a chance to score. They're called the Cleveland Monsters. Is that what they are? Yeah, the Cleveland Monsters. Looks like Owen Sillinger and Fasher. I hate it when they use their nicknames. Like, why would I know the nickname of a guy on the Cleveland Monsters? Anyways, doesn't sound like a Max McHugh scored, Mark. I'm sorry to say. Struble is playing himself to the stands. Should have been in the stands 10 games ago. Agree, Bob. Only 1 3/4 lines at full effort most games. Dobson set up Struble beautifully there. Yeah, I wish Dobson was playing with Angstrom. Probably would have ended up better. We are so inconsistent with our effort. Very disappointing. Demidov time. I love it. Well, we do have the first Habs power play of the game. That was all Dobson breaking in and then getting the puck back to Struble for a one timer. Oh, Demidov with a nice first chance there. I mean, shooting a little more, I'd say. How did that not go in? Oh, Caulfield was perfect pass from Demidov. And then we end up getting a kind of a low end chance from Hudson there. But man, that was a perfect pass from Demidov to Caulfield. I thought he did one too many passes, but I mean that pass was great. But let's see what happened. His own guy, Suzuki's kind of in the way. That's exactly what happened. That's funny. You guys said Suzuki wasn't looking great lately. Well, that was definitely not a great play by him. Damn. Expected more this season and consistent playing effort, getting fed up to 20-minute hockey. Texier's open. What a play. Gallagher scores on the power play. It's 2-1 Habs. Gallagher right where he needs to be. Texier, what a play. Had the chance for the one-timer. Ended up putting a nice, hard, crisp pass right in front of the net where Gallagher was standing. And Gallagher, not unlike the Nazar goal, was able to do the nice little one-touch, get the puck in. Beauty. That's a great goal. Dobson to Texier to Gallagher. Okay, you know what? Looking at it now, I think Texier definitely did try the one timer and hit Gallagher, but hey, that's why you stand in front of the net, so you can put garbage in like that. Love it. No, 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 no. Are you for real? Bad news, guys. Chicago's challenging. And as you know, when they challenge an offside play, it's because they usually got it right. They usually got something on the iPad. Well, we don't know if he's got one yet. No, yeah, yeah. Get rid of this rule. This is like the puck in the crease all over again. They just keep calling back goals, perfectly fine goals for no good reason. So we're still 1-1. Sorry to get everybody excited. And the Canadiens are still in the power play for 34 seconds. So all hope is not lost. The Habs broadcast, you could see Texier was just over a shade. Now they're kind of stuck at the top here. Okay, coming down. And Demida puts it in the guy's skate. So technically, this game could have been 2-2 if not for the two successful coaches' challenges. As you guys remember, Marty challenged earlier that Mikheyev had interfered with Dobes on the first Chicago goal. Turned out to be correct, so they called the goal back. And now the Chicago coach, is it still Colleton? Who's the coach for Chicago? Oh, boy. Coach for Chicago successfully challenging that Texier was offside on this power play. And he was proven correct. That was a bit of a bad giveaway by the Habs to Nazar. It was indeed Struble. Oh, nice shot by Anderson off the rush. Knight had to make a nice pad save and he kicked the puck out. And we got a penalty on the Hawks. They tripped a guy in the neutral zone. So not long after the first Habs power play, they now have a second one. Demidov time again. Could it be? He had some chances before. Here's a little fun stat. Lane Hudson is the first Montreal Canadiens defenseman in history to get 60 assists in one calendar year. Jack Eyes passed Struble play-wise in the last 7 games. Couldn't agree more. All right, 123 on this power play. Oh, chance by Demidov, man. I mean, the Habs have had their chances, but it looks like they're not going to score on this power play either. Oh, second period over. Hold on. We had a question here. Do you have Nick Suzuki ice time last 5 games? Hold on. Let me grab that for you. So Suzuki last 5 games. And then tonight, what's he doing tonight? So he's not playing less. I don't think he's playing less. But as you can see, Suzuki's last 5 games played 1945, 2302, 2433, 1941, 2102. So it does vary a little bit. Does vary a little bit. All right. The Money Puck deserve to win meter has 81% Habs. Oh my, Spencer Knight's you guys, I think tonight's the storyline is Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight is keeping this thing alive for them. Polymarket has the Habs at 58. And then in chances, it's 12 scoring chances, 5 high danger chances for the Blackhawks, and then 18 chances, 7 high danger chances for the Habs. There you go. So that's your little statistical bits here. 81% Habs for Money Puck. Not bad. And then 58%, the gamblers out there, 58% of them are 58 cents on the dollar going to the Habs right now. And then high danger chances, 7-5 Habs. Why do opposition goalies never play crappy against us? Yeah, I don't know, Ray. Spencer Knight's having a good year, though, I will say. Spencer Knight's having a good year. The Hawks PK doesn't look very good. No, what do they say? Your best penalty killer is your goaltender? That's what tonight was. That's what tonight was. Spencer Knight's having a hell of a game. All right. Owen Beck, 2 hits, 1 block shot. He's been forechecking with energy. He's what I want in a fourth liner. Good, good, good. I'm happy to see Beck finally start to establish himself. Ryan Backer and Jack Guy. That's like the third pairing. Sorry, but I think Ryan Backer needs to earn the spot on the team. He shouldn't be handed anything. Yeah, if he's not good, he's not gonna play. But honestly, I think he's pretty much there. Honestly, the only reason why he's not playing now is because he hasn't been healthy, and they want him to just get some reps and to be 100%. But honestly, if it was purely like an ability thing, he'd be playing right now. All right, here we go. Dream pairings here. Matheson Gooley, Hudson Dobson, Arbor Engstrom, and then Reinbacker, your 7th. Interesting. So you got the 2 lefties at the top. Two lefties at the top, but I will say they're both pretty good. Man, Gooley. What a bummer Gooley hasn't been around. Anyways, according to Stu Cowan, your ice time leader is Hudson at a unsustainably crazy 1828. And then Gallagher pulling up the rear at 547. Carrier and Struble traded. I don't think you'll see Carrier get traded anytime soon just because he's a right-handed defenseman and he's actually playing better of late. Struble, I don't know, man. They seem like pretty committed to him, but why? There's no real reason to. Here's a big one, considering just how bad the Habs were on faceoffs the other night against the Flyers. Evans 9 for 10 tonight. So there you go. Against a younger team like the Hawks, he's able to take advantage. Doesn't got to meet, Dvorak or Couturier as much. But yeah, I guess I also have to ask you guys because curious to know what you think. Will the Canadiens make a trade before the Christmas break? I'm on record. I do think the Danault trade is going to happen because I think at the end of the day, Newhook and Line aren't coming back anytime soon. Doc's coming back fairly soon, but he's another right-handed defenseman, or sorry, right-handed center. The whole crux of the needing Danault is, and it was just like enforced to me watching Dvorak play the other night. This team very specifically has not replaced a Dvorak at left-handed center, and that's Joe Veleno's spot. And Joe Veleno, bless his heart, he's a local guy. I think he's trying his best. His best not good enough. It's not. He's not a top 12 forward in the NHL. I don't think. I think he's probably a 13, which is fine. You need to have a 13. He's a veteran. He can ride the bench. You know, he can ride the pine better than a young player. But I don't think Veleno is part of the answer here. And I think Danault, with hopefully the Kings taking a little bit of that salary, so it's not 5.5. It's a little less. I don't know. But do you think they'll make any trade? I don't think so, Max says. I think they're in the hunt for Kadri. He has the best stats of all the players available. Nazem Kadri is playing beyond his younger than his years, I'll say. He's that contract's scary to me though. He's making a lot of money for quite a while still. Nazem Kadri is 35 years old, right? Like right now. And he's got 3 more years after this one at 7 mil. It's just too much money. Do I think Nazem Kadri is a better player than Phil Danault? Not even close, for sure. But by the time Danault's contract expires, he won't even be the age that Kadri is right now, right? Because what, Danault's 32? Nope. If they aren't making the playoff with conviction, then they'll trade at the deadline. Danault should be cheap. Montreal has 0 salary cap problems. They do have 0 salary cap problems, but I don't think they want to create problems. So I think anybody that they trade, they'll have to like, they won't want somebody who they're saddled with long term. So we're back for the third period. And 7 seconds left on that penalty. So let's just assume that'll get killed. Oh, well, the penalty did expire, but the Canadiens still scored. Wow, does Bolduc have his second? Yeah, exactly. Danault's contract ends at age 34, and Kadri is 35 right now. And you still have to pay him for 3 more years. That's 3 mid-30 years. Anyways, it's 2-1 Habs. Did tip between the legs. Wow. How about it? Zachary Bolduc. Oh, we got a little fast fact here from Bob Taylor. Habs history, December 18th, 1952. Beliveau playing in his 3rd game, scores a hat trick over the Rangers. Oof. He was good. Good right from the start. Another chance for the Habs. This time it's the Evans-Anderson line teaming up. Now Texier is cycling at the top here. Turns around and shoots, and hey, it's 3-1. Okay, guys. Maybe there are no trades happening. Maybe the team is great as they are. 3-1 Habs. Oh, thank goodness. If they had lost to the Hawks, man, we would have all been inconsolable. We would have been inconsolable if the Hawks had won tonight. I mean, it might still, but again, playing a little bit of their own game. Are you kidding me? How many times can you challenge? I don't know. So it comes out the zone. But is anybody in the zone? No goal, Gold Caulfield says. Is it coming back? I think it might be. Too close for the spirit of the rule. Looking on their little tablet here. I don't know, man. Man, Anderson's the guy missing out here. Here, do you agree with Stu? These coaches' challenges for offside are out of control. No goal. This is crazy. What's the record on disallowed goals tonight? Or 3 like challenged goals? Unreal. So it's still 2-1. It's 2-1 though. Two assists now for Hudson. Hudson would have had 3 assists tonight if if that goal had counted. That's crazy. I mean, Knight knocks the net off the moorings here. Pretty. Oh, come on. Not sure why they're anked over these plays. It's offside or it's not. You want the calls to be right, whether it's 3 inches or 3 feet. What difference does it make? I don't know. I guess you just want it to be like, oof. Demidov with a huge shot off the draw. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Knight had taken it, put the net off the Morians. I think the whole thing about the calls is that it just breaks the flow of the game, right? You're just constantly like nitpicking the rule and you're taking away goals that are like, off by a hair. I don't know. I do find it a bit like pedantic, but I suppose that's sports, right? Look at Engstrom getting out of the zone, man. That guy's got poise with the puck, I will say. I like what I'm seeing from Engstrom. I just don't know how you can I just justify having Struble in the lineup and thinking that he can play like a second pairing, man. Maybe try Engstrom. I understand that you're playing against the Hawks, who are kind of like a weaker opponent, but he might get pushed around a little. But against the right opponent, against the Pens, you can play. You can play a softer defense, I think. It should be like baseball, 2 challenges per game. Well, they just use their second challenge, so. So since Connor Bedard has arrived in Chicago, so this is third season now, they're 3-12-1 when he doesn't play. They're one trick pony, but Oh, is that Pete DeBoer on their bench? Is Pete DeBoer the assistant coach? Buying his time till his next coaching job, I'm sure. Oh, another broken stick. Come on, get it out. Texier falls and puck stays in the zone. This line's been out a while. Man, I feel like today's the day that the straw broke the camel's back on Struble, eh? The Struble broke the camel's back. You guys are on it about Struble tonight, but I don't blame you. I have felt this way ever since Gooley was out and he was playing with Hudson, and I was like, I don't feel like Hudson's playing his best hockey here. And yeah, I think the time has come, man. Time has come to figure it out. But now they've got 2 defensemen out, so I mean, there's not much they can do, obviously. 30 points for Hudson on the season. Just an incredible player, honestly. Man, what a giveaway by Struble. What the hell is he doing? Ay, ay, ay. Sorry to get on the pile here, but now it's like you guys have shown me something and I can't look away now. Pierre Wood called it mud. He's like, oh, pass mud by Struble. Oh, puck spits out at Slafkovsky. We got a 2-on-1. Can he get the puck across? Gets caught in the Chicago player. And now Hudson just grabs the puck. He's tired of this. Oh, really nice play by Demidov using his edges there. Hudson down the ice. Can he find his guy? Oh, he can't find Beck, who's just jumping into the rush. Demidov with Veleno behind the net. The puck skips back into the Montreal zone. Shots are 26-10 Habs with 13:50 to go in the third period. Habs are up 2-1. They've had 2 goals taken back on offside challenges, and Chicago's had a goal of their own taken back on a goalie interference challenge. So the score is 3 challenges 3, Montreal 2, Chicago 1. Matheson will send Struble to the stands. There's no doubt that Struble is the weakest of the 6 defensemen at the moment. So you'd think that that's what they're going to do when Matheson comes back, which hopefully will be this weekend. But I don't know, man. Struble's been resilient. He hangs around this lineup. Now we've got another long shift for Hudson, and he's taking the puck in the zone by himself. Unreal. I mean, he lost it, though. Now he runs off. Oh, we got the Olay chant. I'm sure you guys are thrilled about that. Oof. Mikheyev was having a good game for Chicago, man. Another one of those Vancouver middle 6 guys that they spent way too much money on and then gave up on 5 minutes later. Having a good season in Chicago. There you go. And now Vancouver's embarking on a rebuild, so what can I say? I mean, that was a very nice play behind the net by Jackeye. Got it quick to Carrier, and then Carrier dumped it out. I mean, it went back to the middle of the ice, and Chicago got it back in for a second, but that was a nice play. All right, Slavkovsky in the zone. Goes into the corner with the puck. He still got it. I got turned it over. That Peterson contract, though. Oh yeah, yeah. He's not a $10 million guy anymore. I don't exactly know what happened to him, but he got elite player money, and he's not an elite player. I don't think. Oof, now the Canadiens are really attacking here. They're going to get to 30 shots. Hey, you guys have been talking about the Habs not shooting. They're about to get 30 shots. How often does that happen? Where do we rank this season in turnovers? Let me see if I can get that for you. Hold on. Canes just scored. I'll get that to you in a minute. Beck's not even sure if he should celebrate or not. They've had so many called back, but no, this time for real, guys. Owen Beck has his first career NHL goal. No, 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 no. Don't do this to us, referees. The officials were gathering around, and again, I was like, don't you freaking dare, guys. Don't do this to us. No, we're good now. Where's the challenge? I know. It looked like one was going to happen, but no, not this time. So for now, Dobson has the goal, but I'm not saying that that's permanent. So for now, it says Dobson assisted by Demidov, and they've added now an assist for Hudson. But I have a feeling that that's going to change. So Dobes is quietly having a good game. Yeah, he hasn't. You know what? He hasn't been like super tested. He's only got 13 shots against, but he stopped all of them but one. The first one went in. But no, Dobes is a stable. More often than not, has been a stabilizing force in the net, which we can't say about Montembeault, and a bit early to say with Fowler. But Dobes has definitely pulled away as like the most reliable guy at the moment. Oh, we got a Arbor Jackeye penalty. Guys, don't even. I know what you're gonna say. Bench him. Beck pushed the goalie, pushing the puck in. Goal should go to Beck. I know, right? Jack guy sneezes and they penalize him. Yeah, they have to give Marty a reason to bench him, right? Anyways, we got 8:31 to go in the game. Hawks are on the power play, but it's 3-1 Habs. Yeah, exactly. Arbor a penalty. There goes the get out of MSL jail card. That's good. It's funny, but it's probably true. Saw the replay, couldn't see the Jack Eye slash. Yeah, it was a little bit more of a tap. A little more of a tap than a slash. Nice play by Veleno to get the zone clear with about 15 seconds to go in the power play. How about Jake Evans? To Jack Eye out of the box! And Jack Eye almost beat Spencer Knight all alone in front. That was a great chance by Jack Eye. Hey, he didn't miss by much. That was a good shot. Nice chance out of the box. Got 7 minutes now to go. Habs are up 3-1. Oh, Terry Vine has had rotten luck all night. He just missed that one timer by about a mile. 55 shots attempted by the Habs. 31 have connected. We've got another Olay chant for all y'all. Your favorite. All right, now we got Slavkovsky being big behind the net. Can he find somebody in front, though? Gosh, he's so good at that. So good down low. Wasn't able to find anybody, though. But now Demidov's got it. Brought it back to the point. Oh, what a really nice chance there. Slavkovsky with the deflection in front. Struble benched this period. Is that indeed the case? Yeah, he's only played one shift in the third period. Meanwhile, Lane Hudson has played 25-27, and he's +3 tonight. What a night! What a night Lane Hudson's having. He'd have what, like 5 assists tonight, if not for those called back goals. Love the way Slav uses his big body to fend off opponents. He's so good now along the half wall and behind the net. Like guys just bounce off him, and he gets chances. There's no Suzuki and Caulfield are missing that so much on their line. Hey, look at Jack guy. He's a happy camper. Another chance, man. Almost. Oh. Ah, and he took that wipeout in the net, too. All right, are we feeling a little more comfortable right now? There's 4:31 left in the game. Habs are up 3-1 against the Hawks. Struble is done. Well, I don't know if he's done, but he's definitely not being used much tonight. Saw Tex do that in the first two. Yeah, he's different. He doesn't use his body, but he's got really nice one-on-one skills, and he's able to get the puck away from defenders pretty well. He's tough to be one-on-one. I like it. 13 shots against. That's a good defensive game. Go Wi-Fi. Go. Yeah, he's Jack Guy's up to 1351, which obviously had penalty as well. Yeah, he got a shot, 2 blocks, got a hit going. Meanwhile, Struble's at 1026 and is a -1 tonight. Meanwhile, at forward, man, Gallagher has not played a lot. Only 840 tonight. So you're starting to see who the faves and who aren't tonight. But man, Zachary Bolduc needed a big night tonight, and he has had a big night tonight. 2 hits, +2, 2 goals. And Hawks pull Knight. So now a good time for the Canadiens to potentially get an empty netter here. There you go. Slavkovsky misses the open net by quite a bit, and the puck goes down the ice. No, Slavkovsky. Can't do it that way. Could have ended it. There you go. So Slavkovsky didn't get the empty netter, but Nick Suzuki, who had scored 1 goal in his last 8 games coming into this, he gets one. Kind of from his own zone. Just a nice little chip shot for him. And it is now 4-1 Habs. Still quite a bit of time left on the clock, actually. Almost 4 minutes left, but the Hawks are no longer pulling their goalie. They'll be hard-pressed to... So what do you guys make of this homestand? Excellent against Edmonton. Terrible against Philly. Excellent against Chicago. What do you guys make of this? So interesting. I love this. Mark, confession. I love going to Twitter after a Habs win and a Leafs loss to spread a little joy and read all the whining. Christmas came early for Habs fans tonight. Wait, I assume are the Leafs losing? I haven't been. I've not been keeping track. Good to get these points. I didn't like the first 30 minutes at all, but the last 30 were much, much better. So the Habs are now out shooting the Hawks 35-14. I need a beer. You and me both. I don't think I have one in the fridge. I have one. I have one, but it's one of those giant ones. I don't want a giant beer. I want a little beer. Like one of those big, like $20 craft brewery ones. I was saving that one for the weekend. I will say that Christmas cookies have made their entrance into the house, so I might partake in some Christmas cookies, maybe a little eggnog. Why can't the Habs play a 60-minute game? Why indeed? Everyone must go enjoy Steve Dangle. Hey man, there's no better person to go check out after a Leafs loss. I can't even get that mad about a Habs loss. I don't have the dangle in me. Guys. Do you ever want to see me do a Steve Dangle type? The thing is, this team's not bad enough or disappointing enough. Even when they don't play well, it's like frustrating, but it's not like melt your brain upsetting that like a Toronto loss, I would imagine. Steve is a clown. He explodes on podcasts. Literally. Okay, so you don't want me to be that. You don't want me to try. I won't. I don't understand it, and it's not a young team excuse. I get you can't keep your foot on the gas every single night over 82 games, but you can for 60 plus games. Yeah, the inconsistency is because when this team is good, they're really good, and they just like can't seem to. They just can't seem to lock it in for long periods of time. Struble doesn't look happy. I mean, it's quite a message to them, to Struble. So when is the next blog, Eric? The next blog is the 23rd, I want to say. So I can't do the weekend games. So no Pittsburgh, no Pittsburgh. Tuesday the 23rd, we will celebrate Christmas together. That'll be a fun one. We'll have a little Christmas. Guys, wear a Christmas sweater. No, don't wear a Christmas sweater. I hate Christmas sweaters. I don't own any. They're too itchy. I don't wear itchy clothes. It's my one bugaboo about clothes. But all right, here we go. 5 seconds to go. Crowd is cheering. We're standing. Game over. I'm not saying was this Lane Hudson's best game ever as a Hab, but this was a game where he absolutely took over. Like, what a dominant performance by bloggers. Can click on this video and fill the comment box. Really? Try. I dare you to try. What does it mean? Click the comment box. I don't know. Try. Defenceman to you too, Bob. Will Tony Marinaro keep commenting how Montreal defense can't play tonight without Matheson? Yeah, the defense showed up tonight. Well, 5 out of the 6 defensemen, because Jaden Struble spent 99% of the third period glued to the bench, and he was not happy about it. Looks like Dobes is our number 1. Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. Chicago, not much of an opponent without Bedard. I don't think they played that. I think they tried pretty hard, though. It took a while, but the Canadiens took care of business. 1 point out of first in the Atlantic. This division is insane. I can't believe that they're just 1 point out of the Atlantic. Bolduc gets first star. I don't think he was the first star, but you know what? The way he's been struggling at home, good for him. You too. You also have a good night. Here, I'll give y'all one more chance if you guys want to say anything tonight. Old live blogs on YouTube, they have comments open. They sure do. You guys can comment away. You guys can comment away. You guys can watch an old live blog. You guys can watch me be a weirdo for 3 hours. I implore you to do it. No, you don't have to do it. You can do it if you want. Never in doubt. Exactly. Exactly. Well, as you guys know, stay tuned for About Last Night. About Last Night will drop tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., as always. In the meantime, Herb Zukowski's Hidden Game will be ready on the Montreal Gazette website in like 90 minutes or so. He's usually pretty fast. He'll turn that around fast. So today we dropped Hockey Inside Out episode, the latest, about why are the Canadiens so bad at home. Hey, they proved us wrong tonight. Had a great home game. It's probably the best home game of the season, maybe. Well, the Edmonton one, and then now this one. So the last 3 home games, best so far. They were awful against the Flyers, though. So we were justified in that video. Then we've got more videos coming tomorrow. So we've got another video tomorrow about your favorite Arbor Jackeye, specifically talking about physicality on the defense and are the Canadiens physical enough on defense. Go check out that video, dropping at 6 with Rick Green and Knuckles Nyland, as always. And then we got 2 more videos on the weekend. So please watch those. And I have a good weekend. I won't be able to do live blogs on the weekend, but I will see you on Tuesday for a Christmas spectacular. Maybe I'll try to do some surprises for you guys. You guys deserve surprises, so I'll give you some surprises if I can. Okay, everybody have a good night. I will see you.